These animals did not just disappear, they were wiped off the face of the earth. Some species vanished in just a few decades, even though millions of them once roamed this planet. They did not simply fade away, their world was destroyed, and more often than not, the cause was one single thing: humans. Hunting, deforestation, introduced species, disease, and climate shifts all turned their homes into empty, silent places. Today, I am going to show you 12 animals that are gone forever and exactly why it happened. Animal number 1, the dodo. This bird lived only on the island of Mauritius and could not fly. Scientists believe the dodo was calm and unafraid of people because on that island there were no natural predators whatsoever. When humans arrived, the bird was left completely defenseless. But the main cause of its extinction was not just hunting. Along with the settlers came rats, pigs, and monkeys, which destroyed dodo nests and devoured their eggs. On top of that, humans cut down the forests, and the bird lost the places where it nested and fed. The dodo also laid very few eggs, which meant the population recovered painfully slowly. Over time, the population shrank smaller and smaller, and eventually, the bird vanished completely. Animal number 2, the Tasmanian tiger, or thylacine. This was a marsupial carnivore that once lived in Australia and on the island of Tasmania. Scientists believe the thylacine was mostly active at night and hunted small animals. Its population began to collapse when humans entered its territory and started hunting it down. On top of that, farmers hunted the animal because the thylacine sometimes attacked their livestock. At the same time, its habitat was being destroyed. Forests were cleared and the open spaces kept shrinking. Eventually, the animal became rare and its population could not recover. Animal number 3, Steller's sea cow. This was a massive marine mammal that lived in the cold waters of the northern Pacific. Scientists believe Steller's sea cow was slow and clumsy because it had no natural enemies. When humans began exploring the northern seas, they quickly noticed this animal. Steller's sea cow provided a huge amount of meat and fat, and so it became the target of massive hunting. Its population dropped extremely quickly because the animal was slow and did not reproduce as fast as many other species. As a result, Steller's sea cow went extinct just a few decades after it was first described by scientists. Animal number 4, the Megalodon. This was a gigantic prehistoric shark that swam the oceans somewhere between 23 and 3.6 million years ago. Its teeth could reach 18 centimeters long, and its body stretched up to 18 meters. The Megalodon was the top predator of its time, but scientists believe its extinction was tied to drastic shifts in climate and ocean currents. As the oceans grew colder, much of its prey either died off or migrated to other regions. At the same time, new predators began to appear, such as large whale species, which competed directly with it for food. Because of all this, the Megalodon steadily lost its food sources and simply could not adapt. Animal number 5, the quagga. This was a subspecies of zebra that once lived in South Africa. The quagga looked like a zebra, but with very faded stripes. On the back half of its body, the stripes had almost completely disappeared, while on the front, they were still visible. Its unusual coloring made the quagga truly unique, but people saw it only as convenient prey. From the middle of the 19th century, hunting the quagga became widespread because its meat, its hide, and even its unusual appearance were all in demand. On top of that, the quagga was very gentle and unafraid of humans, which made it extremely easy to catch. As a result, the population crashed, and in 1883, the last wild quagga was killed. Animal number 6, the woolly mammoth. This was a massive relative of today's elephants, which roamed the cold steppes and the tundra. It was covered in thick, long fur that allowed it to survive the Ice Age climate, and it fed on grasses, shrubs, and moss. But when the Ice Age came to an end, the climate started changing fast. Temperatures rose, and the cold steppes began to shrink. The shrinking grasslands meant that mammoths had an increasingly hard time finding enough food. At the same time, humans began actively hunting mammoths for their meat, their hides, and their valuable ivory tusks. Because of the deadly combination of climate change and human pressure, the mammoth population dropped sharply, and they slowly disappeared from the face of the earth. Animal number 7, the Peruvian wolf, or the Andean wolf. It lived in the mountains and grasslands of South America, especially in Peru. The Peruvian wolf was smaller than a regular wolf, with a slender body and long legs, which allowed it to run fast and hunt efficiently. But when humans began expanding pastures and farmland, wolves were suddenly seen as a threat to livestock. That is when the mass hunting began. People killed wolves to protect their domestic animals. At the same time, their natural habitat was disappearing. Forests and mountain territories were shrinking, and with them, so was their prey. Over time, the Peruvian wolf population collapsed, and the species vanished from the wild. Animal number 8, the passenger pigeon. Once upon a time, this was one of the most numerous birds on the planet. Its flocks were so enormous that they could literally blacken the sky for hours. Passenger pigeons lived in the forests of North America and nested in colossal colonies. But in the 19th century, mass hunting began. The birds were slaughtered for their meat and sold by the ton. At the same time, the forests where the pigeons nested and fed were being cut down. Because of the deadly combination of hunting and habitat destruction, the population crashed in just a few decades. The last passenger pigeon died in captivity in 1914, and the species was gone forever. Animal number 9, the Caspian seal. Once, there were hundreds of thousands of Caspian seals. Today, only a fraction of that number remains. They were slaughtered in massive numbers for their fur and their blubber, year after year, without a single restriction. Then came the pollution: oil, industrial waste, garbage. The water turned toxic, and the fish population crashed. Because of climate change, the sea ice has almost disappeared, and without ice, the seals have nowhere to give birth to their pups. Animal number 10, the California condor. This is one of the rarest birds on the planet. At one point, fewer than 30 of them were left on Earth. Condors did not die directly from hunting. They died from lead poisoning. They fed on the carcasses of animals that had been shot by people. Add to that the destruction of their nesting sites, deadly power lines, and the loss of their habitat. The birds simply could not recover fast enough. In the 20th century, the species stood right at the brink of total extinction. Today they are still alive, but without direct human intervention, they would already be gone forever. Animal number 11, the cave lion. The cave lion was larger than modern lions and was considered the top predator of all of Eurasia. It hunted mammoths, bison, and other massive herbivores. But then the climate began to change dramatically. Glaciers advanced, the steppes disappeared, and prey became scarcer and scarcer. Humans also played their role. Cave lions competed directly with humans for food and often became targets of hunting themselves. When the large animals vanished, the cave lion was left with nothing to eat. Roughly 12,000 years ago, it disappeared from the face of the earth completely. Animal number 12, the Irish elk, the giant deer. The giant deer was not just big. Its antlers could reach 3 meters across, but that very beauty turned out to be its fatal weakness. Because of climate change and the disappearance of the open steppes, food became scarce and survival became brutally difficult, and those massive antlers demanded enormous amounts of energy and nutrients. On top of that, humans hunted giant deer for their meat and their hides. Over time, the deer became too vulnerable and slowly disappeared from the planet. Today, it stands as a silent reminder of how fast even the greatest species on Earth can be wiped out forever. Share and subscribe.